How y'all doing?
We are in a 2019 Porsche 718 Boxster. Really fun little car. This is a car that I would, quite honestly, never buy. So this is why it's really interesting for me to review a car like this. And we're going to talk a little bit about it because my dad's had Porsches, you know, back in the day, and
I had a 1986 Carrera.
that's right.
911.
So you had a 911. The Boxsters are basically the 911's little brother, and the shorter wheelbase, a little bit narrower, all around smaller car. It's basically like the entry-level Porsche, and they're a blast, I must say. If you want to get into the German world, into the Porsche world, this is a great starting car. Expect to pay right around 60 grand for a base level entry 718. These little cars come with a turbocharged flat 4-cylinder 300 horsepower motor, and if I'm not mistaken, you can get them in a manual, which is rad, or you can get them in a PDK transmission, which they're Porsche's automatic. PDK stands for Porsche Doppelkupplung. I don't know what Doppelkupplung means, but all I know is that it's awesome. I would much rather have a PDK transmission over a manual. You know, they're extremely fast shifting, very crisp, and just a ton of fun to drive, honestly. It's funny, when you first got in this car, we'll flip around here, let me turn around. When you first got in the car, the first thing you said was, wow, this thing rides rough. It's tight, you know, the suspension's kind of jarring, and that's what you have to expect with all Porsches. I mean, a lot of people don't understand that Porsche has an extremely deep, rich racing heritage, so every single one of their cars follows that. You know, when you get a 911 or you know, one of these Boxsters or Caymans, or you know, any of their cars, they all have racing blood in them. So you know, that's the whole point of this PDK transmission, to shift within milliseconds, up and down shifting, very precise, very fast and responsive. The little turbocharged motor offers a pretty good kick, honestly.
It's comfortable.
It is a comfortable car. I mean, I'm 6'4". I fit in this thing with the top up and down. Obviously, my hair is a little in the wind when we're driving, but you know, when it gets cold out, the best thing, we just do something like this.
And I'm 6 feet. Actually, I'm 6 feet, 6'4" when I puffed that old pompadour up. And I still fit pretty nicely without messing up the pompadour.
So, the best part about the convertible, and quite honestly, I wouldn't ever buy a convertible. This is the first time I've lived with a convertible car. I've been driving this car for about 4 days now, both with, you know, the top up, top down, driving it to work, and it's a ton of fun. The thing I love about convertibles is, especially when you want to have fun, go take it through the twisty roads and the canyons or whatever, it gives you a lot more feedback, a lot more, you know, sense of what the car is doing, because you hear a lot more. You hear 360 degrees around you, not just out each side of the window. So it's really, really interesting driving a car, you know, spiritedly, we'll say, with the top down. And you know, if you're not a convertible guy or gal, I do recommend at least cruising around in one and having fun in it, because it opens up a whole nother world of senses, if you will. So let's see, we'll get a little bit of a...
And you have to know that it just seems, for some reason, whenever you're in a convertible, you're going to get the looks with the top down.
Yeah, people do look at you, especially coming up in a Porsche. You know, they're kind of like, it's that connotation of, oh, you know, how much do you make a year? You know, you must make some good money if you're in a convertible Porsche. Life is good, right? And that's the total vibe that people give you when you roll up in a convertible Porsche. And it's kind of awesome, you know, it makes you feel kind of elite and special, if you will. See what I mean? I don't know if you guys can hear that from the camera, but there's so much more engine noise. In my left ear, I can totally tell the intake is on this side. I can hear the turbo spooling up. I can hear the recirc valve or the blow-off valve kind of popping off when you let off the throttle. That's what I mean by this car gives you a whole nother world of senses. There, you hear things that you normally wouldn't hear in a fixed roof car.
That's the thing. Another element of that power with the top down is you can, you feel it. You feel
Right.
the air and the wind. When you're in your capsule, you don't feel that.
So they say 0 to 60 is it's pretty good for a 300 horsepower car. I think they said it's right around 4.5 seconds. So let's give it a little punch and see what this thing does. Ready? That was 60 right there. That was actually 65.
And how many 60 did you say?
I don't know, but it felt faster than 4 seconds.
Yeah, it did.
Wow.
That put my head back too.
Me too. I mean, that launch control, that's what I mean about the PDK transmissions, that they hit hard. They shift fast, they get to the point, and it's kind of cool because like when you're on a hill and you start giving the car a little bit of throttle just to take off normally, it sounds like it's a manual car. You can hear the clutches start to engage and disengage, so just listen.
I didn't expect that.
See, now they lock up, and we go into the next gear, and then the next gear.
It's quick.
Yeah.
I mean, that gear shift, that gear change is quick.
It's in milliseconds. So let's go over a couple of things that I love and don't love about this car. Starting with the good. Handling. Short wheelbase cars are amazing, let alone mid-engine wheelbase cars are a ton of fun. This thing literally handles like it's on rails. You could flick this thing anywhere, right and left, no matter what. It's going where you point the front end. Super agile. Again, this transmission on point. Absolutely in love with every Porsche PDK transmission, and power is great. The gas mileage is also pretty awesome when you do keep your foot out of it and you're just cruising. I got upwards of 27 mpg, and can't complain about that for a fun little sports car that you could rip around the canyons and drive to work every day. So let's go over a couple of things I don't like. The hazard flashers and the lock button position are in the worst position possible. That's right here, okay? The reason being I don't like this right here is because when I have the car in drive and I'm shifting and I want to have fun, my wrist rests right here and it turns the flashers on when I don't know it. So that's kind of annoying. Not the end of the world thing, but it is something to complain about. Auto start stop, we all hate it. Luckily we could turn it off, but only other thing that I cannot stand in this car are the cup holders. You put a drink here, a tall drink, you got your tall coffee, your iced tea, whatever, it's top heavy. If you do go around a turn or you have to slam on the brakes, this thing can come out, spill all over all these really expensive electronics, and that probably isn't covered under warranty, so that's gonna be expensive. So pretty much it. I mean, aside from the cup holders and the couple buttons right there, I would probably see myself driving this car. If I had 60 grand and we're gonna buy a car, this probably wouldn't be my first option, because as you guys know me, I'm pretty much geared towards all performance stuff. You can get your Vipers, your badass Corvettes, really high-end Mustangs for stuff like that, but you just can't ever get at the level of a Porsche. Porsches, their fit and finish, their quality, their interiors are pretty much second to none. They're very, I guess independent, if you will. They do their own thing, and that's what I love about Porsches. That's what you get when you pay for a Porsche. So anyways, I had a lot of fun with you guys. I had a lot of fun with Pops, bringing him on the video. Hope you had fun.
I did, thank you.
Good. So make sure you like, subscribe, share with your friends, show your dad, and tell me what kind of cars you guys want to see on this channel. Maybe we'll pull some on here. So have fun, guys. Thank you.
See you again.